So were you also struggling with the restrictions for processing on the Shopify platform, having to use Shopify payments, which is also known as Stripe? Are you looking at other payment alternatives? Or
no, we are absolutely using alternatives. And obviously for ease of integration, you guys, as I said to you previously before we started the call, I know Connected very well, which is your other brand. So I understand, processing and billing a little bit. And the problem with Stripe is they don't like certain business models, like drop shipping. They're not massive fans. They may allow it through Shopify payments, but you can run into some big problems. So it's much better to have a custom setup.
Absolutely. So you talked about drop shipping. Tell us a little bit about the types of products that you sell. You don't have to give us specifics, but are you doing memberships? Are you doing individual? Are you doing gadgets?
I'll let Johnny take the reins on that one.
So we run D2C brands. In terms of niches, we are tackling the weight loss niche, the skincare, hair care, cleaning niche. So at the moment, we've got 3 brands that are up and running, but we're looking for new products to build a new brand around.
Are you currently selling on what we call straight sale? Are you selling individual sales, or are you doing any type of subscriptions with your products?
We don't have subscriptions set up at the moment, no, but it's something on the agenda.
Well, good, because when you check out Champ, I believe that we have the best subscription billing platform in existence. So when you're ready, just let us know.
Yeah,
we've definitely had a look
for sure. That's part of the reason we wanted to come over.
Wonderful. How long have you guys been in business, by the way?
I've been in e-commerce for just over 8 years now.
Okay.
Yeah. And as I said, about 13 for me, but I started out as an affiliate, and I still do a bit of affiliate marketing on the side, just it's hard to put it down, when you know what you're doing. Plus got many great friends in the industry. So it was a natural progression to go from selling someone else's stuff to selling my own.
And so that's an interesting twist with, I think, a lot of marketers. They have these great ideas for brands, but they have no idea how to generate traffic. So they lean towards the affiliates or finding an agency. And, that's not always the end all be all, but it's a great way to start. And being able to control and generate your own traffic, driving that consistent traffic, predictable traffic to your offers or to your sales page is a fantastic way to scale fast.
I think that's what gives us a bit of an edge. We're quite fortunate. Johnny is an absolute wizard when it comes to Facebook, which is our main driver of traffic. But my background is actually SMS, which we were talking about previously before, which is when you said, do you know, so-and-so from London. And I was surprised I didn't, because I've been doing it a long time. What I was surprised at was that not many people do SMS in e-com, and it's only just become popular in the last sort of 12 to 18 months. And I've been doing it since it's got to be 2015, 2016. And, the ROIs on it are astronomical. It's just about building that list, which is what we're pretty good at as well. Getting customer data, being able to retarget them and, really hit them and get, the full potential out of each customer.
So it's interesting you mentioned that, an interview with one of my friends, Van Oaks, is also on one of the YouTube interviews. He had told me that if you run SMS the right way, his SMS, for every $1 he spends, his return is about 10.
Oh, I think we might be able to beat it.
And that's the point. If you're utilizing that,
I was going to say,
you make an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
Where I don't think people are using it the right way. You guys being an e-com as long as you have, most people are using it for, hey, you left this item in your cart, come back.
There's many other tricks of the trade. I mean, give you an idea, we've been running a couple of standalone campaigns from previous customers that we've had. And I think, Johnny, correct me if I'm wrong, we spent, was it $2 and we made back, I think it was like 300 or 400, maybe a bit more. I'd need to double check, but I think our overall spend is about $150, $200, and we've done about $7,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's significant. And it's just, You got to remember, it's a 90% to 95% read and open rate on an SMS, and most people will click it. If it resonates, you just have to have 3 parts to that message, and it's got to be offer, urgency, and a good killer like sort of tagline. Really, that's it.
We may need to put together an SMS course for our Checkout Champ base. We'll talk about that later, though.
Yeah. Always happy to help and help out. Well, once upon a time I thought about doing it, but then I realized that I'm not a course guy. I'm, I like actually doing the stuff that they talk about.
So having been in business, in the e-com business for as long as you have been, what are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned about running your own online e-com store, e-com brand?
Johnny, you teach me way too much because you're more on the e-com side of things. I'll let you answer this one.
Biggest lessons is firstly, never get married to a product. A lot of people try and squeeze the life out of a product that just doesn't seem to work. That's something that took some time and some money to learn. Another thing is never be reliant on 1 or 2 payment processors, because that is the engine to the business. If they go down, then you're pretty stuffed. Customer service, keeping on top of that, keeping that good, and in turn that sort of helps support the payment processing.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah,
I mean, my 2 cents would probably be some of the more expensive lessons is if you find good staff, keep them. And obviously being able to build a team. Johnny and I have been very fortunate that he's had a lot of e-com experience with VAs and things like that. And when we first started working together, he brought someone straight into the business, and she's been instrumental in like, especially the customer service side of things. We really didn't have to do much. We gave her an SOP, and she sort of built on that and took the reins. And we talk to her once a week now, if that. And that's mostly to see how her and her kids are doing. And if I could say, the one main lesson is just really keep hold of those people, because if you don't, you end up having to start from day dot, and it's really, really painful. A lot of expensive lessons, especially. And another thing, agencies, we tend to find they're great on the face of it when it comes to marketing, but there's nothing quite like being in the ads yourself. Especially, with Johnny's background in Facebook, he just knows what he's doing. And the moment you outsource it, people want retainers, people want, a cost of ad spend. And really, you have to think in their mindset, what's their goal? Well, their goal is to spend as much of your money as possible, and essentially do a good enough job, when really you want to be able to exceed and excel in what you're trying to do.
And you bring up a good point there. Actually, a number of good points. So let's talk about those for a moment. When you bring on an employee and you train them, and they learn your business, your SOPs, they're providing you with all of your critical KPIs, you're investing in that person.
Yes.
Every time you invest in something,
absolutely,
a defined ROI, right?
Yeah.
There has to be a return.
Yeah.
So if you have a good person, make sure you keep them. You don't have to keep them happy. You don't have to shower them with gifts, but give them praise, and make sure they're in an environment where they can keep learning, because they're going to have more and more value to your business. So that's number one. And then Johnny, you talked about merchant processing. I've always been under the notion that if you're gonna scale a brand, I think if you put more than $250,000 a month on one merchant account, you're putting your business at risk. So if you're running in that theory, running a $2 million business, you should have 8 merchant accounts.
Yeah, 100%.
So you want to
100%
the transaction processing. You're not doing anything that Amazon or some of these big companies aren't doing themselves.